Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up today with the layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict. I am using this super cute older cut file called Bookworm, and as always it will be linked in the description box down below. I am also, as you will know already, we are scrapping Christmas in July, all of this month. So yeah, we're just doing Christmas themed layouts for the whole month of July, which is super fun. And I kind of wanted to show you guys how you can use any cut file for Christmas. It doesn't have to be a Christmas themed cut file. And so that is why I am using this Bookworm cut file. So mixed media in my background. I have already prepped my 12 by 12 white cardstock with some clear gesso. I pulled in my Distress Oxide mists and I am just laying down some colour just to kind of give the background a bit of interest. Now, forgive me because I can't remember what all of these colours are, but there's a darker green, a lighter green, and then I add this blue, which I think is Mermaid Lagoon. I know that one. And I am splattering the blue because I didn't want quite as much. And then I'm definitely coming in with some yellow as well. And again, just splattering that. It definitely needed the yellow to kind of lift it a little bit. Not that there's any other yellow in the rest of this layout, although my photo is very brightly coloured. But it just needed a little something to make this background kind of pop a bit. So the cut file is backed with a whole range of different scraps from my Christmas stash. So I know that there's some Kaiser Craft there, and there is some... Pink Fresh Studio, I think. And then, anyway, there's a whole range. And the embellishments that I'm using are actually from Rosie's Studio, but they're a super old collection. Now, I add some black, it's just a permanent marker, to the... what is it called? Oh, it's not the iris. Anyway, the eyes of the bookworm, because I didn't think they were defined enough. You couldn't actually see his eyes. So you can already see that that's made a huge difference just adding that text to there. And this is my photo. Now, it's a super cute photo of my son and his dad reading. Now, I've scrapped a few of these similar photos because my son reads a lot. And this photo was actually taken in March of this year, and he is reading a Christmas book. And it is one of those touch and feel books. That's Not My Santa, it's called. And it's fabulous. And he loves it. So I just decided, even though this photo is taken in March, that I am going to scrap this with Christmas themed papers because he is reading, and very obviously reading, a Christmas book. So that is my kind of method behind my madness. And I've backed the photo just in a small border of plain red cardstock. It's a textured cardstock. It was just in my stash. I'm not sure who made it, but I used that, and pretty sure I add a layer of pattern paper as well. Here we go. So I've got this light blue that I'm adding just to add a little bit of extra interest. And so, yeah, I'm adding that as a thin border as well. Now, this layout's a bit different for me because I use something on it that I don't use very often. And I'll explain when we get there. You probably have noticed in the thumbnail already. But my layout was really lacking something, and I needed it to, I don't know, it just needed something. And so I was working really hard at trying to figure out what else I could include just to help lift my layout a bit. So you can see I have popped my photo down flat onto the layout, and then I am popping up my cut file on some foam. So I have stuck that down. Now I'm going to work on my embellishments, and as I said, these are all from Rosie's Studio, but quite an old collection, a good few years old now, but I've still got quite a bit of it left. I believe at the time I was really excited that you could buy scrapbooking supplies in the reject shop, and I think I bought 2 packs of all of the Rosie Studio collections that were there at the time, the Christmas collections, and there were at least 3 of them, I believe. But I didn't realise that Rosie Studio have 2 of each embellishment in their embellishment packs. At least they do in the reject shop ones in Australia. And so I ended up with a lot of ephemera. And I am still working through it, but that's okay. So I'm just kind of working on a cluster here underneath my photo. I really wanted to get this Santa on the layout because, I don't know, he's just cute, and he's in the book. It's as you can see, it's very obviously Santa in that book. So I really want to use that Santa ephemera. And then there's a cute little cat with a present that there's no rhyme or reason for including the cat. I just decided I wanted to. And then I'm going to work on a cluster in the top right as well. And I'm just going to use those candy canes. And then I will also use the stars as kind of another element in each of my clusters. So I'll add 3 stars to each of the clusters. And yeah, I'm just kind of fiddling at the moment. But I haven't committed to where anything's going. I'm just sort of playing around and seeing what might work. And this is the point where I'm kind of looking at this and like, it needs something else. I'm actually doing a Zoom scrapbooking session with my sister. So we're chatting away while this is all happening. And I'm saying to her, the layout needs something. It needs something. So I actually had this stash of ribbon on my desk, and I don't use ribbon on layouts very often at all. I use it on cards a fair bit, but not on scrapbook layouts. And so I had a little bit of ribbon that I'd sort of put in with my Christmas things that I thought could work. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to add ribbon to this layout. So I've got like a gold, kind of more of a tulle type ribbon, which I'm adding underneath first. And then on top of that, I end up adding, you can see me playing around a little bit, but I end up going with a red and white stripe ribbon and nothing else on top of it. So I did think about doing 3 layers of ribbon, but in the end I only go with 2, and I do stick it down with double-sided tape. So I probably didn't need to use quite as much double-sided tape as I did. I put double-sided tape all the way along the ribbon, but it does curl the paper a little bit. Once it sits in the album, it will be perfectly fine, but it does kind of pull the layout up at the edges. So I think next time I just put either glue dots or just adhesive at a few spots along the bottom to adhere the ribbon. You could also use staples if you wanted to as well. That would totally work if you want the staple look. So you can see me here adding the ribbon, and I'm happy with that. I thought about for a minute chopping it off, and then I said, no, I will wrap it around the back and secure it on the back of the layout with double-sided tape, which I don't know if I make you watch. So I have stuck down the clusters in the bottom 2 spaces, but I decided at this point that I actually was going to add ribbon to the top as well. So I wanted to leave this part in so you could see how I secured that ribbon. So I'm just adding some double-sided tape and curling the ribbon over, and then I'm going to trim the bottom of that gold ribbon off so that I can use it again up the top. So I'll get my scissors and just run them along. It's really easy to cut this ribbon. It's so thin. So I'm just going to cut that off, and then I will use that again, as I said, up in the top, and I will bring that element to the top of the page as well. I wasn't going to when I first started, but I think it needed it, and I'm glad I did it. There's probably more symmetry to this layout than I'm kind of used to, but I don't know, the top just looked way too empty when the bottom had that kind of anchor. So I added it to the top as well, and I'm really happy with how it all came together. So there I am there, and I will add in the red and white stripe again. I did think about adding the black, but I decided that I wanted to keep it the samesies. So how is everyone going? Are you guys enjoying our Christmas in July series? Jess and I are loving making Christmas layouts. I am actually doing this voiceover in early July. I have already filmed all my videos, but I haven't quite done all my voiceovers yet. And I am at the moment 10 days into my December daily, which is super exciting. So my goal is to finish my December daily this month and to film a walkthrough for you, so a flip through. So I'm really hoping I get that done. And yeah, it's super exciting. I love doing Christmas stuff, and I'm really, really, really trying hard to work through a lot of my Christmas stash. I think I've said that in pretty much every video that I've filmed so far, but I'm working very hard at using up a heap of my Christmas things because I like to get new things, and it's time for a new Christmas collection. So I am just now going to stick down that cluster in the top right there that I had sort of placed before, but I had to move it off to add the ribbon. So I'm just adding a few layering pieces. I don't even know what they are, but they came in the Rosie Studio collection. They're sort of cubes, and there's diamonds, and they're just kind of abstract shapes, I think. Geometric shapes, not abstract shapes. Geometric shapes with different colours in them that coordinate with the kit. I don't think they mean anything in particular. So I'm just adding in that cluster, popping up some of the stars on foam and sticking some of the stars flat down. And again, I'll add 3 stars to that cluster like I did for the other 2. And then I add my title, which I almost forget about. And I'm almost finished. I've got a few other little finishing touches that I want to add that I think really do make a huge difference with this particular layout. So I'm pretty sure I come in with my title. But I think I'd sort of forgotten my title until this point, thinking, what am I going to title this layout? So I pull out my, here we go. I'm just seeing if I want to use tiny word stickers, but I decide not to. And then I pull out my thickers, my Christmas, they're chipboard, but phrase thickers. And I'm thinking about which one of those I might want to use on this layout. So again, I'm trying to use up those because I've had them for a few years and I'd like to use up my stuff. I'm on a mission. I don't know. Everyone seems to be on that mission, particularly in light of current events. We're all about using our stuff. So here we go. This is where I tell you I nearly forgot to do my title. So I am coming in with my Nouveau drops, which if you have Nouveau drops, it's the last thing that you do because, they take ages to dry. So you don't want to put them on and then still have lots of other things to do because you'll smudge them. And I'm almost positive that I smudge one of these. I salvage it, but yeah, it was because I was too early. Now, I come back in with my permanent marker and I decided that I needed to colour in the bookworm's glasses. And the reason that I did that is because they just weren't standing out enough. They were blending in too much with his body and they just needed to stand out a bit. And so I just thought permanent marker would do that. And I think it's very effective, if I don't say so myself, but I do think it's very effective and a super easy kind of thing to be able to do to lift the cut file to the next level, in my opinion. Oh, now I haven't told you, go and check out down below if you're not already part of the Confessions of a Paper Addict Facebook group. Definitely go and check it out because I say this in every video where I use Virginia's cut files. But honestly, if you're not in that group and you're on Facebook, you should definitely be in the group because she gives away freebies and there's a challenge every month and it's just a super fun community to be a part of. So I know I rave on about the Facebook group, but honestly, I love it over there and you guys should totally come and check it out. So this is where I said I was going through my thicker phrases, and this is a chipboard word that says Christmas, so I'm just adding that, and then you can already see on the right hand side there that I have already put together my title using the Paige Evans tiny figures, and I've decided that my title will be Christmas in March ? So just kind of acknowledging that this layout or photo was taken in March and this will be in March in my album. And it is a little bit random to have a Christmas page in March, but it does work. I promise you it works. So that's my title. And then I will come in with some splatters and I am using black, I think in the Distress Oxides. What am I doing here? Oh, I put ... after Christmas. Christmas ... and then ... in March. And I used a gold texter for that. Totally forgot about that. I think I'm showing my sister. Saying, here's my layout. And now I'm coming back in with some black splatters in the Distress Oxide. Just covering my photo because you know me, I always get splatters all over my photo if I don't cover it. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to be done. So I will show you some close-ups of this layout. I hope you've enjoyed this process. Definitely go and check out all the links down below. Thank you guys so much for watching our Christmas in July. I hope you're enjoying it. Leave us a comment, like our video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, because we love having you guys here so much. So we look forward to seeing you in our next video, and thank you guys so much for watching. All right, we will see you later. Bye.